Get ready, 5 seconds. Start. I have listened with much care and attention to the many things that have been said in the course of this debate with regard to the plan and its reappraisal. Before I take up to answer the various points which have been made in the course of the debate, I shall try to summarize the salient points and the main features of the discussion. I am glad that the members spoke candidly and with great emphasis regarding the economic situation in the country and the various aspects of the plan. Naturally, they directed their attention to the shortcomings and deficiencies in the implementation of the plan. This was perhaps due to the fact that they did not have before them the full appreciation of some of the aspects of the plan on which they brought to bear their criticism. Possibly, what they said was exaggerated, in particular, what was said about the weaknesses relating to such aspects. May I point out that if the reappraisal document and other documents which the members have in their hands were examined more carefully, they will find a good deal of positive achievement. Things are being done, big things are being attempted which were not to be seen in past years. In the course of a few years, good progress has been made in vital directions. Certain basic developments have taken place. You will find that the country is on the march, which should hearten and encourage us and make us hopeful about the future. This balance sheet has to be seen on both sides. One, of course, expects criticism, and it is natural that any deficiencies and failings should be brought out and attention focused on them. But when the situation is viewed as a whole, we should not forget about positive gains that have been made during the period. I admit that the situation is difficult. Various issues have arisen, some of which are of a crucial nature. I shall deal with the points which I have mentioned, and so far as I am concerned, if there are any errors or any lapses, I shall be prepared to acknowledge them frankly. But what I want to submit is that these issues relating to the economic situation in the country transcend any such lapses or errors. The things which have been pointed out are really not the basic things which account for lack of progress in real sense. Our first plan was a small plan. On the whole, it went through smoothly and it succeeded. But in the first plan, we did not actually have had to face the ordeal of development. Now, when we are halfway through the second plan, which is really something worth while, we have to face certain crucial problems. This is the dilemma of development in an underdeveloped country. It is good that we are called upon to think of all those things not only because they affect the course of the second 5 year plan, its success or otherwise, but much more so because they affect the whole future course of economic development in this country. Therefore, let us look into the facts and study their implications more closely. Let us put our heads together and try to find out our way through the maze of the difficulties that have arisen. This alone will take us forward. That is the spirit, sir, in which I want to approach the present situation. I would request members to approach the whole question of planning in that spirit, because, as I said, The other day, members must remember that this is a plan which had the blessings and support of all parties and independent members in this house. I admit that there should be a sense of urgency throughout the country to implement the plan, but my only fear was whether this might not create an erroneous or exaggerated impression and might not create a fright, because actually we see that basically the condition of the economy is sound. There is an inherent vitality in our national economy. Maybe that there is a kind of a functional disorder in the economy, but we shall certainly get rid of it. I am perfectly sure in my mind that we have 1 or 2 years of trouble, of difficulties ahead of us, but the situation may be eased if we witness favorable agricultural seasons at least for a few years. I am quite sure that in the course of a few years we are going to emerge stronger. We will have built up a strong base for the development of the economy. I am sure that when we look back at the things which are now causing us trouble, anxiety, and worry, we shall be thankful for what we did and realize that we did not out of any fear or any weakness falter or slacken our efforts. It might be that a few schemes are delayed and a few more schemes might go over into the third plan. Dear sirs, we thank you for your letter of the second instant in reply to ours of the 25th ultimo. We are happy to learn that our letter has prompted careful and sympathetic consideration at your end. We wish to make it clear that in requesting for revision of the agreement, it was never our intention to take advantage of the market conditions which are at the moment fluctuating. We have been repeatedly bringing to your notice the new factors influencing the sales of chemical fertilizers in this part of the country. In our letter of January, we have posted you with all the particulars leading to the increase in transport charges and consequent reduction in our net commission. We feel that the actual expenses in the transport and other incidental charges should be taken into account when considering the necessity for revision as suggested by us. You will recollect that in our original agreement itself there was a clause that the terms and conditions are susceptible of revision once in 5 years or at the request of either party under special circumstances. We have already indicated in our earlier letters that the riots are widely taking to the use of these fertilizers, and the number of orders from interior places also is not small, and the importance of a quick and timely supply of fertilizers to the needy riots need to no special mention. There is no other transport possible except by road, and we have given you a list of such places. You will therefore agree that transport to such interior places involves additional expenses not visualized earlier and hence not covered by the present agreement. We need not take you through all the petty details of incidental expenses. We have given you sufficient data of the terms and conditions accepted in some similar agencies. We will be much obliged if you will kindly convey your decision soon. We, however, hasten to add that it is far from our intention to make this point of contention in the way of continuing our present contractual relations, assuring you of our cooperation at all times. Thanking you, yours faithfully, Stop.